Hi everyone, so good to be with you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Happy Monday in Ellicott City, Maryland, United States of America, which is where I find myself today. Maryland, spelled Maryland, but I like to call it Maryland, Merryland, because it just feels better that way. And been having some great conversation and trip to work out the gym with my brother this morning. I would say for sure one of the most intelligent human beings I know is my brother Brad, and it's really great when we have a chance to connect together and catch up on all that we're learning and discovering and unfolding, and the awakening of consciousness and the evolution of consciousness and the integration of all that's unfolding on the planet, and spirituality and psychology and science and politics and sociology and the biology and the technology and all these different facets and how they integrate and come together and form all that's being formed, the co-creation of the new planet together. Kimmy, hi. Good to be with you. I'm feeling very social today. With you, all that is. And I want to make a couple points about that, which is, if you're feeling moved by what's being shared in these episodes, if it's inspiring you in some way, if it's opening you in some way, if it's creating epiphany shifts, openings in consciousness and the heart, in relationships, in your work, in your body, in your soul, if it's bringing a sense of self-realization, enlightenment, self-actualization, if it's supporting you and helping you in any way, inspiring you in any way, then share it. Share the love. Just click that little share button and share it with your friends, because what we're really being called to right now as we awaken in our consciousness is playmates. Playmates. There's a calling to have people to play with, to share this with, to open in this play of the awakening of consciousness with, and to dream a new dream together, to co-create all that's possible in this dimension of reality, in this planet, in this human paradigm, in this dream of humanness together. And there's so much that's possible. In this realization, this awakening, we realize that anything is possible. All things are possible. And we are clear channels. We have the potential to become clear channels for the universal creative intelligence to express itself in this world through these vehicles, which are you and me. And all our brothers and sisters. We all have this innate potential inside us. So there's a calling for playmates right now. For those to co-dream with, to co-create with. So if you like what's happening here, if you're inspired by what's happening here, share it so your friends become our friends. So your community becomes my community, which becomes her community, which becomes his community. And we're expanding this vibrational frequency. We're shifting tilting the axis, that's the word, axis and access, in the direction of our co-creative dreams. And everyone is a unique expression, you know? The gifts and talents that I have are not the gifts and talents that you have, not the gifts and talents that this person has, that person has. So we're all unique expressions of the divine. And this calling is to come together. And this is real, this is tangible, this is happening. This isn't some kind of like pipe dream. Like I'm in it every day. You know, I'm sharing on the weekends, I'm sharing on the weeknights, I'm bringing groups of people together in the 3D. We're sitting together in circles. We're opening to this unified consciousness together as unique individual expressions. And in that unified consciousness of feeling the essence, the infinite essence, which is the same between all human beings, between every human heart, which is timeless and spaceless, and unique expression that comes from this infinite essence, something absolutely magical, miraculous is coming into being that is beyond anything we could previously comprehend with the limited conditioning that we've been in. So it's extraordinarily exciting, inspiring, and fun. And there's a deep sense of being on purpose, of being on a mission. So there's a sense before of kind of a listlessness, of kind of a restlessness, of kind of a discontentment, of kind of a not knowing why I'm here, not knowing what my gifts are, not knowing how it all fits together, not knowing how it all makes sense. And then there's this explosive awakening in consciousness that I've opened to and that other people are opening through what I'm sharing and teaching and expressing and communicating and transmitting, where it all makes sense. It all makes perfect, harmonious sense. The heart is open and expanded to the universe. The universe is reflected as the one and only self. There's a sense of playfulness, there's a sense of fun, there's a sense of love, and there's this extraordinary sense of being on purpose, being on a mission, of being pulled from this creative energy, of being a clear, open channel for the creative intelligence to move through you in each and every moment, and then you know exactly what to say. In the moment, through being present in the moment, through being here and now, and now, and now, and now. This intelligence moves through you. So it's not from a space of force, it's not from a space of struggle, it's not from a space of effort. All the teachings throughout history, all are pointing to the same thing. And they use different words, they use different terminology, coming from different cultural backgrounds, but they're all pointing to this sense of the small you, the little you, opens to this vastness, what's been called God, what's been called Spirit, what's been called the universe, what's been called an infinite number of names. This universal creative intelligence, which is what I often call it, can move through you. In the Christian tradition, there's a term called being born again. So the sense of the ego is blown open, the sense of a tiny little separate self encapsulated in a little body is blown open. Recognizing and realizing oneself as the infinite. That which transcends birth and death. That which transcends thought. That which transcends conception, conceptuality. That which transcends ideology. That which transcends belief. That which transcends experience. That which transcends all that is, and this "and" is very important, and includes it. Includes all that is. The essence of who we are transcends all that is and includes it. So nothing is left out. So now there's an unconditional embrace for all that is as a reflection of the one and only self, which is you. There's an unconditional embrace of all that is, which is not as complicated as it may sound. It's not as overwhelming as it may sound when you realize this important point. That the only moment that's happening is this moment. Now everything simplifies. Everything has a chance to quiet down and to realize the only thing there is to love, not in a way of conceptualization, not in a way of strategy or a formula, but in an immediate, direct sense of present moment awareness. The only thing to really, truly, deeply, wholly, fully love is this moment, right now. And when you truly, fully, wholly, deeply love this moment, right here, and right now, whatever it is unconditionally, whatever it is unconditionally, whatever it is unconditionally, I don't care what it is. You understand? Whatever it is unconditionally, then the whole thing explodes wide open in this unconditional embrace. And whatever it is in the moment, we realize is temporary. And loving what is, embracing what is, being fully with what is, pain, pleasure, happiness, sadness, being wholly, fully, completely with what is, allows it to move and allows the recognition and the realization of that which and who and what we are, which doesn't move. What's sometimes called the stillness, the spaciousness, the vastness, the infinitude, which transcends time and space. The spiritual essence, the awareness, the primary awareness, the ground of being, the essence of who we are, is allowed to be opened and realized. And it's here now. That's the funny joke. It's always here now, it's always been here now, and it always will be here now. When I'm talking about something that's timeless, then what does that mean? It means you're not going to get it in the future. I promise you. You're never going to get it in the future. It's timeless. You're never even really going to get it. That's a song, right? It's coming to my consciousness. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. That'd be a good song to sing at a satsang together. Kind of sink deeper into that truth. You're never going to get it because you are the essence of what you seek. You are the essence of what you seek. So this is the self-realization. This is the great spiritual liberation. This is the space of the deepest, most profound sense of peace, the deepest, most profound sense of freedom, the deepest, most profound sense of unconditional love, the deepest, most profound sense of empowerment. And when you get it, when you get even a glimpse of it, when you start to open to it, when you start to see it, you start to feel it, everything else pales in comparison. And there's this incredible compulsion, this incredible sense of mission and purpose to share it with the world. It's like this realization that people have been looking in the wrong direction, in the wrong places. There's this incredible sense of suffering in the world, this incredible sense of feeling lost, depression, anxiety, right? There's this pervasive energy of anxiety that's just like perpetuating the city. You walk down the street and it's just, people are just so tight, you know? And you have this awakening and you have this opening and you have the answer. And the answer, it's the answer to every question. So there's all these different questions rooted in suffering, rooted in anxiety, rooting in depression, rooting in chronic pain, right? There's all these different questions, so many, many, many questions. It can be so confusing until you realize there's only one answer, and it's the same answer to every question, which is to awaken to the essence of who and what you truly are and be anchored and grounded in it. So you express yourself in the world from this place. So there's an integration process that often happens after the sense of the self-realization and this awakening. And the integration process is the process that can be challenging for people, and that's the part where support can often be really valuable. Someone who can be a sense of confirmation. So when we're receiving this goodness, we're receiving this grace, right? There's this natural sense to just share it and to be in it. Then you're in the flow. You're in the flow. You're in the flow. You're in the flow. When you're receiving and you're not sharing, you're cut. There's a sense of energy being cut. A sense of repression, suppression. When you're giving, but you're not receiving, energy's cut, depletion. But when you're in the flow of receiving and giving, receiving and giving, receiving and giving, now you're in the circle of life. Now you're in the flow of life. Now you're in the Tao. You're in the energy. There's a sense of vitality. There's a life force that's so vital. That's why it's vitality, because it's so vital. There's a sense of vitality and a life force that's so powerful. And now you're in it. You're in the flow. So some of us are imbalanced in the sense of receiving without giving. Some of us are in the balance in this sense of giving without receiving. So we just notice in the moment, present moment awareness, moment by moment, and be in the flow, be in the energy. Use the force, as they say in Star Wars. When something inspires you, share it with the world. When you like something on Facebook, like it. When you want to comment on something, comment. When you want to interact, interact. When you want to be in discussion and dialogue, when you have questions, ask questions. When you have answers, give answers. Be in the energy. Be engaged. Be creating, co-creating this world. You're here. We are here to co-create this world. We're not here to be an audience. We're not here to clap at the end if it's good. We're here to participate, engage, create, to be in the creative energy, to be in the creative energy. We feel most alive, most connected, most grounded, most inspired, most impassioned, most beautiful, most empowered when we are in the creative energy, which requires only one thing, first and foremost, which is being present. To be present in this moment right now. And then being a clear channel for the universal creative intelligence to move through us, open, without resistance, without blockages, without fear, without doubt, move through us. Something extraordinary comes into being. This magical, miraculous essence moves through us. There's a sense of magic, something magical about us. Because this creative intelligence is now moving through us. We're not doing it anymore. We're not putting effort. We're not putting struggle. We're not trying to make it happen. You can't try to be magical. You can't try to be a miracle. What happens is you recognize and realize that life is magic, and so are you. That life is a miracle, and so are you. Share that magic. Share that miraculous essence of who you are. The unique, miraculous essence of who you are. Share it. And it's okay to make mistakes. Even if the universe blows up, you'll still be here. This is the great liberation, this realization. And you can feel it. It's alive. Present. And out of this self-realization comes the self-actualization. To express our full potential in the world in all the areas of our life, in our relationships, in our physicality, our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our work, our purpose, our dharma, finances, all these different elements, our families, our communities, express the fullness of this creative energy that wants to move through you in this world. And the more playmates we have to create it, the more fun we have, and the more we can create. We can dream the dreams we want to dream and play inside them together, consciously and with intention. Check the comments really quick. Prime Minister of Self. Thank you, Martin. Okay, we do have one question here. How do we get others who don't see this to believe this? This was a question that came up yesterday in an event I did in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was really beautiful. And just a short version of the answer here, which is that the best way is to lead by example, right? And we know that. We just need to be reminded of it, because we get really discouraged by things that we see, and how do we change these people, right? How do we change our parents? How do we change our children? How do we change our spouse, right? We're always with the sense of like wanting to change people, right? But what if we embody that change that we want to see? If the change we want to see in the world, we become it, as Gandhi once said. And we are a beacon of light then for others who are ready and open to receive. That's the way we're going to change the world, by taking responsibility. And whatever we see outside of ourselves, making those changes, making those shifts inside ourselves. As Michael Jackson once said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. And then he does this thing where he's like, whoo, 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 na 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 na. So make that change inside ourselves. Be the beacon of light by taking full responsibility inside ourselves, because we are the world and the world is us. There's only one consciousness, and that consciousness is you. So you make this shift inside yourself, and you start to have the big glow inside you. You start to radiate light, start to emanate. And people say, hey, like, what's going on with you? You seem like, they're ready to listen. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So give ourselves to those who are ready to listen and ready to receive. And if it's not someone's time yet, if the fruit's not ripe, that's okay. Just be in the flow of the process of those who are ready to open and awaken and become playmates on this journey with us. Such a good episode today, right? It keeps getting better and better. So I'm inviting your participation. I'm inviting your questions between episodes. I'm inviting your questions during episodes. I'm inviting your participation to support in co-creating all that we're called to co-create. I'm inviting you to share these videos with your friends. There's a mission here. Like, we're just like devoted now, fully, wholly, completely to awakening the world. All right? Love you all so much. Check out the links if you want to delve in deeper with personal sessions, with books, with upcoming public events, donations to support, etc., etc. It's all in the links. I love you so much. See you in the next now.